This question is specifically about long-term retargeting. So as you can see here, like Mari is saying that first she has a 15-day retargeting and 30-day retargeting excluding 15-day, 60-day retargeting exclude 30 days, and 90 days retargeting exclude 60 days. Now, I have a few things that I want to talk about long-term retargeting. First thing first, when it comes to retargeting, remember, no matter how many campaigns or ad sets we have, we only spend not more than 20 to 30% of our overall ads budget on retargeting. So if you're talking about you're spending 100 each for all four of them, that means your daily budget must be more than $1,000, or you're talking about monthly. So you get what I mean? So I would not spend more than 20 to 30%. It really depends. And yeah, so that's the first thing. Remember, we spent 80% on top of funnel because that's to make sure that we have constant inflow, strong inflow of audiences coming in from the top of funnel. So for e-commerce, usually top of funnel may convert, may not, but it's really essential that we have strong retargeting in place. Like for example, we have this 15 days retargeting, which is the top tier, meaning immediately you come in, I will retarget for 15 days. And then usually we would take a break. So for Mari's structure here is you immediately retarget them on the 16 days, 16 to 30 days. So, and then after that, you have 30 days to 60 days. So technically, if you look at your structure, if you look at it correctly, okay, you are going to retarget them for at least, so it looks like you were 60, 30 days. It's a non-stop 60-day retargeting campaign here. You see, the first you have 15-day retargeting, which is what day 1 to day 15. Second is day 16 to day 30. Okay, and then after that is day 60 exclude 30, which means it starts from day 31 to day 60. So it's a 2-month non-stop retargeting. Although you break it into different ad set, it's a 2-month long retargeting. So my first question to you is it necessary to have 2-month retargeting? You get what I mean? That's why if you look through really my design, I actually have a gap in between. So I usually would do like maybe 15-day retargeting. And then, day 40, 45-day retargeting exclude 30 days. That gives the audience a 15 days break. So they will only start seeing my ad on day 30. So they will see from day 1 to day 15. And then they stop from day 16 to day 30. On day 31 to day 45, they'll see it again. So if you look at this in that sequence, I give a breather to my audiences. Otherwise, for your structure here, you are doing constant retargeting for 60 days. And that's I don't know, man. That's gonna make people hate you for sure. So you gotta be really careful about retargeting. So you see, when it comes to retargeting, so that's the first rule of thumb. All right, I would not spend more than 20 to 30% on retargeting. So you look at your budget again. Second, retargeting, long-term retargeting may not work for everyone. So if you look at this, right, when I design long-term retargeting, I usually design it for e-commerce. Why? Because e-commerce, especially for certain products, okay, we want to remind the audience to come back and buy again. Because this is, like a fast-moving consumer good, and it's a perishable. People just need to buy it constantly, stocking it up and stuff like that. So yeah, so if you are under that category, like for example, one of my clients who is selling adult diapers works really well for long-term retargeting. So we have a short retargeting, so top of funnel, 15 days retargeting, and then after that, every 30 days we come back to them for up to even 6 months. We constantly have very good result coming in from those long-term retargeting. But yet again, we spend really, really, really minimal. So you got to watch your frequency. When it comes to retargeting, for long-term retargeting, you really want to spend very little because you don't want to have your frequency to go higher than 8. Otherwise, it's going to be fatigue. So it's really important for us to monitor the data when it comes to long-term retargeting to make sure that we are not overspending, we are not overreaching. That's the key. And then if also another thing is we really want to monitor the result. If it's not working constantly for a while, that means it's not necessary to have such long-term retargeting. So it's really not for everyone, especially for lead gen. To be frank, in my opinion, I wouldn't build this kind of structure for lead gen. Because frankly speaking, especially if you're doing a free lead gen, you're not selling anything. It's like something that you're interested, you come on board. If you're not, then off you go. Retargeting is sometimes it may not be necessary. So for retargeting, in most of the cases, I would work on fixing on the top of funnel, because usually we need the top of funnel to work when it comes to lead gen. Retargeting, it really depends. Based on my observation, in fact, recently, I think when I say recently, it's about recent 2 to 3 years, retargeting may not work that well or may not be that important when it comes to lead generation campaigns. So yeah, but I'm not objecting. The whole structure sounds interesting. So I would say just, make sure that you're not over retargeting. The 60-day retargeting is definitely not necessary. Well, you can set it up with minimal budget and give it a week or two. Sometimes if it's the audience is really small, then it may not work. It may take some time to work. Give it some time to brew, like after a week or two, then let's analyze the campaign. So you know where to find this thing. So whenever you're ready, scan this QR code. This will take you to my Fiverr. My Fiverr gig, where you can book a 30 minutes one-on-one meta ads review by me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna dive into the campaign, and I will build a dashboard for you, or all the metrics that we need to monitor, and then after that, I will teach you how to analyze the metrics and all, and I'm gonna build you a plan. Like, after we analyze the campaign, the metrics and everything, I'm going to draw a plan on things that we need to look into, the steps that we can possibly take. So step 1, let's try this. Step 2, let's try this, to build a plan for optimization. So especially if you're actually having such complex structure for retargeting, try it. Then, well, whenever you're ready, scan this QR code. Let's have a quick chat. But for those who are watching this and you kind of find this interesting, you do not know how to set this up, I just want to quickly, jump over and look at this. Like, this is my Meta Ads Blueprint 2025. It's a 4.5-hour recorded training where I would actually walk you through how do I design the strategy like that for e-commerce, for long-term retargeting, and how do I set up the campaign with step-by-step walkthrough. So what kind of, how do we target inclusion, exclusion, and all this kind of thing. I'm going to walk you through in great detail so that you will be able to set it up on your own. So if that's something that you're looking for, scan this QR code, and happy learning.